My name is Magdalena Sjödahl, and I come from a company called Arkiwera in Sweden. We work with web archiving and social media archiving, which is what I'm going to focus on today. And as a child, I used to play with water, trying to catch as much of it in my hands as possible. It's hard to hold on to water, but not if it's frozen. This is somewhat similar to what it feels sometimes to try to archive social media posts. Content that is constantly changing on platforms that we have very little control over. Despite this, the Arkiwera team has been working on archiving this type of information for almost 10 years. Over the years, we have encountered many challenges, but we have also helped our users preserve important and relevant information for future use. I remember, for example, the Cambridge Analytica scandal when access to Facebook data was abruptly shut down overnight following revelations about how the platform's data had been used to influence elections. This led Meta to develop a new process for accessing its APIs, a process that we followed closely. We applied for access as soon as it became available, and we got the access. But today I can reveal that it was not that easy, and we didn't succeed on our first try. Today, when we have the access to several APIs for different social media platforms, we continuously refine our solution to meet the security requirements of the platforms, the legal framework from their side and other parts, ensuring that we remain compliant with terms of use and applicable laws, of course. A more recent event that changed how we archive information was when Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X. For months, we, along with many others, wondered what would happen to the platform. At the same time, our users wanted to archive their Twitter accounts because they didn't know what would happen to the platform, so the demand to archive this kind of information increased. Under Elon Musk's leadership, we all learned that the data from the social media platforms are ultimately for sale, can be bought by anyone. Other challenges and opportunities that we navigate daily is when platforms introduce new features or modify existing ones. The team continuously monitor and evaluate together with our users which data is most relevant to preserve from social media platforms. Another concern is how to store and present the data. Today, we structure the data often received as JSON files in HTML, stored in both zip files and, of course, WAC files. The unwillingness of the platforms to support archival functionalities or to enable parties like us to assist organizations in archiving the content is also a challenge that we need to address. When I asked our developers before this speech what challenges they find most difficult to deal with, they mentioned bureaucracy and ensuring that the solution is compliant and with all applicable regulations. They also highlight the dilemma of using, for example, checksums to deduplicate and present only unique versions of the content. This is not because we can't handle checksums, but because the platforms sometimes return different data for the same image or post, even if no changes or updates actually have been made to it. They have made a change on their side. But our goal continues to be to help organizations and institutions to preserve our shared cultural heritage from various digital channels, such as the social media platforms. A goal whose importance I don't need to remind you of. Thank you.